Well, today we learned comedian Bob Saget's cause of death, and it's shocking. Authorities had believed he had died of a heart attack or a stroke, but TMZ is reporting they now believe Saget hit his head after checking into an Orlando hotel last month and went to sleep not knowing the severity of his injury. He never woke up and reportedly died from a brain bleed. It's unknown what he hit his head on, but there was an obvious bruise on the back of his head. The toxicology report also showed the 65-year-old had no narcotics or alcohol in his system.
Tom Bergeron was a close friend of Bob Saget's. Tom is with us tonight. Tom, I'm wondering what goes through your mind when you hear that news today, and if you also could reflect a little bit on your friend.
Well, yeah, it underscores that we live in a random universe. It really does. I was mentioning to you guys before we went on the air how touched I've been by the statements from Bob's family, because not only do they reinforce how sweet and funny and loving he was as a person, but also they extend that statement to remind us all to not take our days for granted, our loved ones for granted. And I think in the midst of them dealing with their own loss, I'm really quite moved at how their statements reflect that we should all take the time to appreciate where we are and who we're with.
Absolutely, and it's been exactly 1 month since learning of his death. How do you describe the bond that you shared with him?
Well, of course, our bond starts because we both hosted as I would say AFV, and he'd be quick to remind me it's AFHV, Tom. So we met sort of through that joined history. But every time, whether it was getting together for a dinner on those occasions we did, or for me, more poignantly, when I decided to leave videos after 15 seasons, and I asked Bob if he would help me put a button to the end of my tenure, and he agreed. And the video that resulted from that, the two of us driving off together in a golf cart and partly ad-libbing the dialogue prior to that, was just something I already cherished, but now even more so.
Of course, you're talking about America's Funniest Home Videos.
Right.
And of course, the other show that a lot of people know you for is Dancing with the Stars. 28 seasons on Dancing with the Stars. And I got to tell you, I think, and I've said this to many people when you aren't on TV with me, that I think you are one of the all-time great broadcasters, because you are so smooth at moving the show through. And when you see other people try, you see how good you are. What do you make of that time? How do you reflect on that time?
Well, look, for the vast majority of the time that I was there, it was a wonderful experience. But the thing I really kind of miss most isn't the show itself, but for many years I would throw mid-season cast parties for the staff, cast, and crew, because a show that big, there'd be departments, people wouldn't even know the other department or person existed. So I would insist there'd be no plus ones. And we'd have it often we'd have it at a club like STK in La Cienega, something like that. But everybody could come and kind of realize how this team has to make this massive show work every week. So I kind of, and plus later in the week I'd get the updates about hangovers and hookups. So those were good too.
Yeah, that's the juicy stuff.
Yeah, the juicy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a moment, we have a picture of the two of us, Tom, by the way. Let's just throw this out there. So I was lucky enough to meet you because we had a shared agent. This was years ago, and I don't even know how that worked out, because you're in a completely different league than I am. But that's how I got to meet you, and it was, you've been so kind ever since. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for that.
Well, the difference between us in terms of leagues is you have to go to the studio and work. I'm sitting here in shorts in my house.
But you're enjoying it.
Who's the smart one, though?
Yeah, very much.
Who figured it out?
Yeah,
able to pull that off. Probably a pretty nice house, too. So we've got some new work coming up, right, Marla?
Yeah, so Tom recently did an episode of American Auto on NBC. Here's a look at that. You can check it out. It's a funny show with exceptional, taste in guest stars.
Yes, well, yeah, says the guy who wrote the tweet, yeah.
And maybe we will see you soon on a game show, right? There's some questions about that. maybe?
Yeah, I did a pilot back in June with Harry Friedman of Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy fame producing. And it's a reboot of an old game show called Tic-Tac-Doe. And I do have some tic-tac-toe experience from my Hollywood Squares years. So we're still in that, waiting game of wondering if it's going to be greenlit or not. I told Harry, I said, if this pilot was a fetus, we're in our 3rd trimester, and it's about time for a birth announcement.
Give birth already.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
Tom,
yeah.
we thank you so much for being with us tonight at 7 o'clock. We hope you come back
My
soon,
pleasure.
but hopefully
My
in
pleasure.
person.
Yeah, if you ever want to fill in, the show is yours. We'll be right
Look
back.
at the time.
We'll be right back.